Hey everybody, Secondhand Sushi here. This is the first video for my channel. Basically, this is going to be kind of a weight loss accountability resource for me. I figured I will just go through and share everything with people and talk about what I'm doing, my goals, my plans, and do a weigh-in weekly. And so what you see here on the screen is my smart scale data. So I did a weigh-in today, 79.85 kilograms, and I'm not sure what that is in pounds. I think it's about 175 pounds. I'll have to double check that. Uh, so let me just go through my history here. I'll look at my trends. Okay. I started trying to manage my weight a little bit better back in August. I was getting a little bit heavy, so you can see here 84.27. That's about 5 kilos more than I'm comfortable with. It's kind of overweight for me. My maximum is about 80 that I feel like, okay, well, this isn't too bad. I feel like I'm within striking distance of getting pretty lean at that point. And as you can see here, I lost, a kilo or two a month, and then came up on the holiday season. And once it hit, November, December, I kind of knew like, let's just try to maintain what we've done. And so I managed to do that. But it is now time to get a little bit more serious again. I would actually like to get down to maybe 72 kilos, maybe 70 at the lowest. I think at 70 I would be about as lean as I could get. I'm hoping to go from kind of having this average physique to more of a athletic type of physique. So one reason that I decided, hey, it's time to make this channel and get going on this is because even though I managed to maintain my weight through the holidays, and in November, you can see my body fat percentage here. So I started at 20.9. And yeah, this is just according to this scale. I know it's not totally accurate, but I think it's, I'm somewhere in that range. Uh, and then I just kind of steadily went down a little bit by month, stayed the same in September and October. And then actually in November and December, I exercised quite a bit more. I guess trying to, maintain my weight during the holidays. And sure enough, like you can tell with this scale that it does have an effect on your body composition. And so I went down to 18.5, got down to 17.9 in December. But my first weigh-in of January, I shot all the way up to 20.5. And what's interesting about this is I think a couple of weeks before that, let me switch to the week mode here. Yeah, so just a couple of weeks before that, I was at 18.1. So it's only been 2 weeks, and I didn't change my weight that much during this time. My body composition changed dramatically though, and I know why. Um, it was the holidays, you know, during the last couple of weeks. Um, First off, I got COVID, and so I couldn't really work out the same, and it was, just sick, And then secondly, even though I had COVID, um, I, indulged in some holiday partying. Had several events that I attended and uh, drank alcohol quite often during these last 2 weeks. And so this, look at what alcohol does to you. In 2 weeks on alcohol, let me go to my body age. 2 weeks on alcohol, I aged 2 years in my body age. And that's just from, not getting good sleep. Um, my nutrition was not great during that time, but I did stay the same weight. So basically, I wasn't eating as much food, but I was drinking alcohol. And of course, I had COVID as well. So I'm not freaking out about it at this point. I figure if it can change that much in 2 weeks, it can go the other way. in 2 weeks as well. Um, and so, like, I had started my body age at 35, and it just kind of stayed the same for a while. But then once I started working out more in November and December, it went down to 34. And then the working out stopped, had those rough 2 weeks, up to 36. So my plan is to not do anything too dramatic in this first week. My goal this week is really simple. I'm just going to not drink alcohol. That's the change that I'm going to make this week to help with my body composition. As far as weight loss goes, this week I'm not going to have a goal to gain weight or lose weight or anything like that. If I happen to gain a little bit of weight, that's fine. If I happen to lose a little bit of weight, that's fine. I figure I'll try to maintain and just make that one change with the alcohol. And hopefully I'll be able to get some more workouts in. And we'll see what the scale says next week in regard to the body composition. I'm hoping that that'll kind of get right back to where it was, down to 18% body fat. Another note about the 2 weeks on, with drinking, my muscle decreased pretty dramatically. So I'll just go to the month here because I only did one weigh-in in January. So my skeletal muscle, as you can see, went way down, 1.6 kilos. Now, again, these scales aren't like totally accurate, but I think they are capturing trends. And my lifestyle the last couple of weeks, it reflects on this scale. So these are really nice to have because if I had just been looking at the number on the scale, the weight, I would just be thinking like, oh, well, I'm doing pretty good. Like I'm still maintaining my weight. But, through this, I know that my body composition changed quite a bit. My fat went up and the visceral fat also went way up. So up to 5. I think this goes, the highest score is 12. And of course, I guess you can get a 0 on your visceral fat if you're very, very lean. So yeah, even that went up. And my muscle mass went down. That's just 2 weeks. So decided to start this channel, kind of focus on improving my body composition. I might make this like a 12-week challenge to try to get under 15% body fat per this scale. I think that might be realistic because I got down to like 17% body fat. Let me double check that. Yeah, my low was 17.9 for the month of December. And yeah, it appears like working out really does have an impact on that. So I'll have to kind of track my training, track my nutrition. So I said that I'm going to stop drinking alcohol. That's the change that I'm going to make this week to kind of get things going back in the other direction. As far as what I eat, I'm kind of just following, if you watch the channel Skeleton City, that guy is obviously a weight loss expert he's done it. He's gotten about as lean as you can get. So I'm kind of just doing what he did when he started dieting, and he calls it T3, and that's basically just whole foods. I'm not going like low carb or super high carb. I would say I'm kind of leaning towards this sort of more, the way I would describe it is like eat as many vegetables as you can. I think that is probably the secret to getting leaner, and I'm going to try that out. So yeah, just incorporating more vegetables, just eating whole foods, not eating too much, not eating too little. I'm going to try to maintain about the same weight. If I lose a little bit, that's fine. I might end up losing a little bit just from not drinking alcohol and eating fairly clean. on that note, like I'm still gonna do cheat meals and quote unquote cheat meals. Like I'm gonna eat probably some junk food here and there. That's just what I'm gonna do this week because I'm just making that one change, and I think that is the biggest change that I can make is not to have alcohol. I think that is the worst possible thing for your weight, for your body composition, and now I got a little bit of proof on that with this smart scale. It has a big effect on that. So that's it. I will check in next week with you guys and let you know how 1 week of moderate eating, probably going to do some moderate exercise, still a little sick from COVID, and we'll see how that goes. I think I'm hoping that I will be back under 20% body fat, and be on track to get under 15% body fat in the next 12 weeks or so. All right, Secondhand Sushi out.